Hi, and welcome to your retirement plan sponsored by Sunwest Pensions. I'm going to go ahead and conduct a brief review of the functions and the capabilities of your retirement plan, and then feel free and contact your advisor for any further questions. But we just wanted to conduct a really brief understanding of what you have available at your fingertips. And as a participant in your employer's 401k plan, you actually have access to the Sunwest Pensions Daily Advantage Account Inquiry System 24 hours a day. What you'd want to do first is log into the system, which is located at www.sunwest-pensions.com. Now, remember, you must have your username and password to access your account. When you access our website, select the Click Here button under the Login Participant Access at the top of the screen. And I'll go ahead and do that now. We're going to be logging in under a sample participant today. But you'll go ahead and log into your own information once you get set up in the system. Now, initially, you're going to be prompted to enter your username, which will be your Social Security number. So go ahead and enter your Social Security number without any dashes. The first time you log on, your password will actually be your date of birth. So enter your date of birth as month, month, day, day, year, year. So you're not going to have any dashes or any slashes. So go ahead and get logged in, and we'll go ahead and do a brief review of the website. Okay, so initially you're going to land on our home page, which is going to be your basic information. So you'll see things like your name, your address, email address if you put it on file, date of birth. Remember, you can update this information at any time. It's very important that we do have this information so that we can contact you with statements or any other valuable information that you need as you participate in your plan, in your company's 401k plan. So the next thing that we're going to go over, and again, we'll go over each tab individually and make sure that you don't have any questions. Again, you can always reach out to your advisor. He's going to be a very good source of information for you, answering any questions, and also providing valuable advice to kind of help you on your way toward retirement. The first section we're going to review, again, is your balance summary. And again, all these won't be fully populated because this is a sample account. Your account will have a lot more access and a lot more information, but this is just to give you a general idea of what's available. So we're going to click on Balance Summary. Once you get into that point, it's going to give you just your total balance along with your vested amount, so what you've put in and how much of it actually is yours. So you'll see both of those separated. And in this case, all that money is listed under the total, but so far none of it was listed as vested. The next tab is going to be the source summary, so where did the money come from? So what we see here is you have your employee deferral along with your employer discretionary money. So this company gave some money to the participant, so that will show up here, and it will split it off as far as total amounts that are given. And you'll be able to tell how much you put in along with how much the company is matching if that is offered. So the next function we're going to look at is the fund summary. So the fund summary talks specifically about what do you have your money invested in. So you'll look and you'll see this person specifically has 5 different funds that they have money invested in. You can also look at how many other funds are available. You can actually also click on the specifics if you want to learn more about the Vanguard bond. You click that and it'll actually pull up the Morningstar page and give you some more specifics about that fund. Now your funds obviously will be different, but you can do this at any time. You can review what kind of fund that you have in there. You can do your own research. You can follow up and learn what you need to about that just so you feel more comfortable with what you're investing in. So again, you can anytime you want, you can click on those info tabs along the side of those funds to get a really brief understanding of what's available in that fund, or you can do a ton more research if you choose to. These funds will all be linked to the Morningstar website, which you'll have access to do your research. So you can do that anytime and get a pretty good idea of what you have available. You'll also see the tab where it says Show All Funds. So you may only invest in 4 or 5 funds, but the plan itself might have 15 or 20 funds available to you, which you'll see pictured here, where it'll actually just list all the funds that are available to this specific plan and how the money is elected to be invested into that plan. The next section you'll find is the loan summary. This only applies if a loan is taken or if a loan function is available in your plan. So in this case, the person borrowed $1,000 toward his plan and has yet to begin paying that loan back. So you can look at it at any time, check to see what exactly is going on with your plan. The next section is your transaction history. This is where you have the ability to really figure out exactly what's going on in your plan. It's essentially a report that you can check, and you can see all the different available functions in there. You can run any date range, and again, we're going to assume any date range that you've been on board with us as your provider. So any date range since you've been with us, and you can run any of these different functions or all of them if you want, where you look at your contributions, how much money you've been putting into the plan, how much money, if you've withdrawn money, what your actual earnings are, and again, so on and so forth. There's quite a few different things that you can check to really see what's going on with your plan. The next function we're going to look at is going to be your fund performance. So fund performance is exactly what it says. You're going to look at the exact performance of your funds since you've, whether within a specific date range or, since you've been in the plan. So in this case, we're looking at the fund performance of these 4 funds from January 1st of this year to today, which is May 29th of this year. You can always go and say, I'd like to look at the fund performance over the last year from January of 2012, and the system itself will run that for you anytime. I mean, it's going to give you up-to-date information, and that's going to be valuable to you if you really want to see what the actual funds are actually doing for you. The next section you're going to look at is going to be your online statement. And again, you can check, you can get a statement for any date range, again, since you've been with us. You can request those anytime. It's pretty easy. You just put the date range in. It's going to pump out the actual statement itself, and then if you want something different, you can just rerun a different report. These can all be printed. It's really up to you if you want to pull these anytime. They are available so that you can get a real good understanding of what's going on in your plan. Okay, now this is going to go back to the next section, which is some of the specific functions that you have available to you. So the first is going to be transfer funds. So when you choose to transfer funds, transferring funds means transfer existing money between funds. So this does not affect the future deposits to your account. So if you choose this, you're saying, I want to move $1,000 here to $1,000 in this other fund, but nothing will change in your future allocations. It's going to continue allocating money to the funds that you originally selected. This is only done to, again, move money from one fund to another. So you'll see here at the bottom where it says I want to transfer $1,000 of American Funds to $1,000 of Fidelity Advisor New Insight. So that's simply what it is. It transfers money from one fund to another. You can also transfer a percentage if you'd rather choose that. The next option would be to rebalance your fund. So if you choose that option, what that's going to do is it's going to reallocate the entire balance of your existing amount among funds based on the percentage you select. So if you feel you're overweight in a certain area and you'd like to reallocate or make yourself less aggressive or more aggressive, essentially you're going to choose how you want to now weight that. So if you want to move from, what you see here, 30%, 29%, 37%, and you want to go even percentages with all the funds, you can easily do that. You just enter in those amounts, and that'll go ahead and allocate that for you. All right, the next section is going to be change your fund elections. Now, changing the fund elections essentially is changing the investment selections for future deposits only. So that does not affect your existing account balance. So what you're going to do is you're not taking and moving money from one place to another. You're just saying that I want all my future monies moved into this new fund. So you may have been investing heavily into the American fund, fund that you have there at the top, and you may not like that fund anymore. So you don't want to move the money to that fund, but you want to go ahead and start buying into the Fidelity Freedom Fund. So you're just going to go ahead and put in your new percentage. So let's say 100%. You hit continue, and then from there it goes ahead and confirms that request to now invest all your new monies into that Fidelity Freedom 2010 fund. So it's pretty easy to go ahead and do that. But again, you got to remember these are separate functions, so that you don't have to do all of it or none of it. You can choose specifically which you'd prefer to do. The next you'll see is change your deferral election. So if you do this, again, you're going to go ahead and choose what new percentage you want to go ahead and defer toward what type of money source. So if your plan allows Roth, you can put the money into the Roth bucket. If you just allow regular deferrals, you can put that money into the regular deferral. But you can, increase, you can decrease, whatever you choose to do. This will change how your money is going to be taken out of your paycheck. So again, this is something that payroll will help process for you, but this allows you to go ahead and increase the amount of money that you're putting away on a month-to-month or a week-to-week basis, depending on how payroll is processed. And right here we'll say, if you want 13% of your per payroll, or you can say a specific money amount. I want $125 per paycheck. We're going to choose a money type, actually. So we're going to choose pre-tax deferral only. Then you go ahead and continue. And again, it's going to put $125 per pay period. You go ahead and confirm, and then it's going to let you know that. Again, we can't do that here because it's, again, the sample setup, but that's how you would conduct that request on your side. Okay, so then we get into some specific things like withdrawals or distribution. Now, again, these are all going to be available as your company makes them available to you. So if you want a distribution, you're going to click on the distribution and request a distribution form so that you can request, and take some money out of your account. You can also, look at taking a hardship distribution or even a loan. Now, again, these are all going to be available to you if they're made available by your company, but you can go ahead and speak with your HR representative to see if those are available in your plan. The next thing would be your planning services. Now, these are specific to, if you have loans, you can actually do what's called a loan model, which will tell you how much is your loan repayment amount going to be on a paycheck-to-paycheck basis. Make sure that if you do take a loan, that loan would be affordable for you to pay back. And again, that's important in planning to go forward. And I would always speak to your advisor before taking out a loan to see if that's the best way to move forward, or if there's some different solutions for you that they can talk to you about. The next would be retirement projection. And again, retirement projection is essentially going to talk to you more about how much do you want to create for your lifetime income. How much do you need, how much do you want, and how are you going to get to that point? So you're going to look at some of these different projections. Again, this is an area where I would personally sit down with your advisor, talk to them about how much money you're saving and how much money you feel you really need in retirement so they can help you get to that stage in life. Your advisor is going to be a really valuable asset with this because that's their job. They're there to really help you to work on your savings, help you to get to that goal so that you're going to be able to retire with dignity and to retire comfortably. Next would be the Morningstar services. Again, if you select that, it's going to take you to the Morningstar page where they actually have a ton of different investment advice and different things available to you, research tools. We're not going to really get into that, but if you are one of those type of people who like to do a lot of research and find some things out on your own, this is a great place to go. Next would be the plan education video. If you do select this, it's going to open you up to a new website, and you'll see here.
Interactive. You can navigate where and when you want, just like any other website. So where you want to go today? If you're already a plan participant, we can help you update and manage your profile.
Okay, so that's a brief sample of what you have there. Now, this site is, it's pretty interactive. It'll allow you to kind of get different ideas on what's going on. They'll walk you through the different parts of your plan. I would always recommend going to this site along with speaking to your advisor to go ahead and get some ideas on what you need to do going forward within your retirement plan. But again, it's there anytime 24/7 that you can access that. Fill in some information. Again, you can conduct a risk profile, which will essentially allow you to find out a little bit more information about your plan and what type of risk you're willing to take. And once you've done that, it'll walk you through what type of investor you need to be to get there. Finally, we're going to get to some of the administrative portions, things like changing your password, changing your username, updating your information. So if you move or change your phone number, change your email address, we want to know those things. And finally, contact your plan manager. Who's managing that plan? Are you having troubles? Do you need to take a distribution? Did you leave employment? Whatever it may be, would you like to do a rollover into the plan? Those are all things that we can help you with. And some of those are going to require an actual form, which your forms are going to be available at the very bottom of the plan payment, or as the very bottom of the plan page, which, again, you can look at distributions, hardships, loans, and if you want to make a rollover into your plan. The other would be if you want to download an actual statement. It's going to typically set up so that you're going to download the most recent one that's available, or a lot of times it'll have a date period where you can select a couple different available statements to you. So if you were to choose this specific statement, it downloads it in PDF form, open up that PDF, and you're going to have access to that statement as opposed to receiving those paper statements. So again, all your information is going to be available here. Take the time, review it, make sure that everything's correct and that you're in everything that you choose to be. But that's going to allow you to, again, keep up with your plan, make sure that everything's going as it should. Now, that was a very brief review of what's available in your plan. Again, I would always recommend talking to your advisor, as they are the experts when it comes to the actual setup, the funds, and all those other things, and helping you get to retirement. But please don't hesitate and contact your advisor and or us here at Sunwest Pensions, and we'd be happy to help you with any questions. Thank you.